All right, we're back. You're looking fresh with your hair slicked back.
Bro, I feel like I should be an extra in The Irishman or something, bro. This COVID slick is getting a little ridiculous.
I just bought hair clippers today, so I'm cutting my hair.
Okay, well, let me see how it works out, and I might let you cut me.
I always cut my hair. All right. But we did have you got some heat for hating on Haney last week, eh?
Dude, I said exactly how it went, didn't I? Did I not call it perfectly well?
Yeah. I'd say so, but people were calling him the Floyd Mayweather.
If people are like giving me hate, saying that I'm hating on Haney, all I said was, you haven't shown me anything. Show me something and I'll change my mind. He was starting to show me something, but then he didn't show me nothing.
So you still think he's a bum?
No, I never said he was a bum. I just said he's not the heir apparent to boxing. He's not the king of that. Yeah, he's not on Teofimo's level. I don't think he's on Ryan Garcia's level. He's on Shakur Stevenson's level. Just like, he's a good fighter. So let's get into this Linares situation. Then people understand about what we're talking about. So Devin Haney fought Jorge Linares. He was a minus 1,000 favorite. So that's, you put $1,000 on Devin Haney, you get $100 winnings back. That is insane. Like, Jorge Linares is a 3 or 4 division world champion. He's been there with better fighters. He gave Lomachenko one of his hardest fights of his career, dropped him. It didn't make sense. Did you watch the fight?
Yeah.
What did you think about the early rounds before I get into it?
I wasn't impressed with Devin Haney. He looked good at the beginning, and then he slowed down at the end. Pretty much. It wasn't a great fight, I guess. It was all right.
I mean, I give it to Haney. He looked good for the first 8 rounds. His jab was amazing. He wasn't getting hit with many hard shots. I gave Linares the 4th, I believe. It was either the 3rd or 4th round. I think it was the 4th round. But the first 8 rounds, Haney controlled, dominated, boxed beautifully. His jab looked great. Combination punch was good, landing body shots. But then he slowed down. Either his gas tank failed him, or Linares just hurt him or something. But rounds 9 through 12, I thought he lost every single round. The last 4 fights, the last 4 rounds of the fight, I gave to Linares.
Yeah, and he got rocked pretty bad in the 10th.
He stumbled back to his corner in the 10th. He was holding up for dear life in the 11th and the 12th. I don't know how there wasn't a point deduction. If he had got 1 point deducted, we could have seen a draw.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. It was a lot closer of a fight than we thought, or people thought.
The judges had it, 115, 113, and 116, 112. I had it 115, 113 myself. So take that point away, we might have seen a draw, man. It's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah, WBC champion.
Nah, Teofimo Lopez.
So, I don't know. We got some. You want to talk about the boxing this weekend or the UFC this weekend?
First, I want to see, what do you think happens next with Devin Haney? Because I know Teofimo Lopez tweeted after the fight, the plate with food on it and a fork.
And Garcia said something too, which is surprising because he's kind of out, right?
Yeah. Do you think he beats either of them? Let's assume that Teofimo beats Kambosos in a month or so, and let's assume Ryan Garcia comes back soon. Do you think that Haney beats either of them?
No.
That's crazy, because I think like a year ago we both said that Ryan wouldn't beat Haney.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. I just am not impressed with Haney.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's talk about some upcoming UFC. We'll do UFC first, then we'll get to the box. Yeah. Okay, so what do we got here?
We're just going to mention the main event and the co-main in the Santiago fight.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Hey, actually, there's a heavyweight fight in the prelims that's interesting. We have Tanner Bulldozer Boser taking on Alir Latifi, 2 shorter, thicker fellas in the heavyweight division. Yeah,
2 guys that should be fighting at light heavyweight. Alir Latifi did fight at light heavyweight. I think he fought at middleweight actually before. Man, I don't know if he just got out of shape, but I got Alir Latifi by unanimous decision. I just don't think Boser's the real deal. I don't know. I don't know. The close fight with Derek Lewis, I just think that he has overall more tools, Alir Latifi.
Okay, well, I'm going to roll with, hold on a second. Team Canada, Tanner Boser. So I'm going to back our boy with the dirty mullet, the nasty beard, and the buck teeth, whatever he's got going on there. But I'm going to roll with the Canadian. Tanner Boser by knockout.
All right. Derek Lewis couldn't knock him out. Boser ain't. Oh, God.
That is a Hulk statue with Canada hat on. You're welcome.
Then we got Santiago Ponzinibbio coming back again. Hopefully looking a little bit more fresher against it's Miguel Baeza.
Yeah, undefeated Miguel Baeza.
Tough fight for Santiago.
Man, we were saying this last week when we saw this fight on the agenda. The Pons is on tough times. He had 3 or 4 years out. He's 34, 35 now, I believe. He got knocked out by Liang Lang. Didn't look good in that fight leading up to that point. I think father time and injuries have caught up. I think Miguel Baeza will stop him.
Oh, I think Miguel KOs him first round. Sucks.
Tough, man. A lot of times it's not how good you are, because at his best, I'm pretty sure Pons could have competed with anybody, but it's how you are in the situation you're in. He wasn't in the situation to get the title fight, so it just sucks that he happens to be on the back end of his career now.
Yeah, definitely the time off was not a benefit to him.
Co-main event, we have Walt Harris sitting at 13-9 with 1 no contest, taking on Marcin Tybura. And we talked about this last week. Why do they keep feeding Walt Harris these animals? Are we trying to get this guy a win, or what are we doing with him?
I don't know. He had a situation with his daughter. They're trying to put him in a big situation, hoping he might pull off a win, I guess. And I don't know, man. I think Marcin Tybura is a bad matchup for him, too.
I think Tybura is better everywhere. He's better everywhere. On the ground, on the feet. I think he can do whatever he wants.
Strength.
Huh?
Except strength.
Yeah. He's not as big of a guy, but I just think he's a better stand-up fighter. He's a better ground fighter. I think he's going to do what he wants with him.
Yeah, Marcin Tybura is on, one guy's on a 2-fight winning streak or losing streak, and one guy's on a 5-fight winning streak. What was the matchmakers thinking in this fight?
It doesn't make sense. I remember, after everything happened with his daughter, the whole world was cheering for him. And then what do they do for him? They give him one of the greatest heavyweights of all time in the Demolition Man. The man's name is the Demolition Man. We're talking about Alistair Overeem. And they're like, yeah, let's try to get him a win. We'll give him that guy. That makes sense.
And then didn't he fight Volkov?
Got kicked in the liver.
Poor guy. And now he's going to lose again. 13-9.
But because the organization loves him, fans love him because unfortunately he has an unfortunate story, so kind of brought up his stock to the fans, and he won't get cut.
No, he won't get cut after this. They'll probably give him I don't know, something worse than Tai Tuivasa.
Maybe a Ben Rothwell or something. I don't know.
Or a Tafa.
Ooh, Tafa might get cut, but yeah, that would make sense. Okay, main event. We have Jairzinho Rozenstruik taking on Augusto Sakai. This whole card's a hard next.
You could have nexted that whole lineup right there, but I don't know. Sakai, I don't know. I think he's just the volume is too much for him. It's going to look he's just going to outstrike Rozenstruik. Rozenstruik is just going to be looking for a counter shot the whole time. And the volume's just going to be too much from Sakai, who has a good chin too. Sakai should get the unanimous decision. Yeah, we saw in
Rozenstruik's last fight against Ghana. He can't fight off the back foot. If Augusto Sakai can do anything, it's push the pace and make you back up. He's definitely going to have Jairzinho on the back foot. And Jairzinho thinks he's a counterpuncher, but he's just too slow. It's not going to be there for him. I think Sakai's even got the hand speed advantage, even though you wouldn't imagine it with the way his body looks. But I think Sakai will win unanimous decision.
Yeah, I guess Sakai. I can't believe that this is a main event. No offense to Sakai, but why are they like to pump up Rozenstruik?
I like Sakai. I was kind of on the bubble with Rozenstruik after his Lovsky and Overeem fights. I was kind of okay, maybe there's something here, but I'm not seeing it 100%. Then he went and just laid an egg against Francis Ngannou, and he had a JDS bounce back where he didn't look good until the knockout, and then he laid a complete egg against Cyril Gane. I'm off the Rozenstruik bandwagon. Yeah. We have an African heavyweight champion. Rozenstruik is just the leftovers.
Exactly. So you want to talk about boxing this weekend now?
Yeah, we'll quickly mention 2 cards coming up. The smaller cards, I want to give some shout out to them. We have Daniel Dubois returning against Bogdan Dinu. Dinu's lost twice. I think he lost to Jarrell Miller, maybe one other person. He's only lost to top guys, so he's a solid fringe guy. Dubois is coming off his first loss, was defeat against Joe Joyce.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Dubois fight, actually.
I think Dubois should get him out within 4 rounds, but it'll be good to see him bounce back.
Oh, for sure. It'll be good to see him get a win. He should get a win.
Then we go. Hold on. My boy, Gilberto Zerto Ramirez taking on Sullivan Barrera. Barrera's getting a little older, but he's a gatekeeper in the light heavyweight division now. If Ramirez wins this fight, he should be knocking on the door of a title shot. I'd love to see him. I think he's with Golden Boy now. Him maybe fight with Bivol, because the Matchroom and Golden Boy do a lot of work together. So if he wins this fight, look for him to fight Dimitri Bivol next in a great title fight.
There you go. That's it.
And in the biggest card of the weekend, coming at you live out of Miami on Sunday. That is right, Sunday, which is very strange.
So weird.
We have Floyd Mayweather Jr. taking on the Maverick, Logan Paul.
No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Jarrett Hurd.
Yeah, okay. Well, who's Hurd fighting? I don't know who he's fighting.
Jarrett Hurd is one of my favorite boxers of all time. I did not look up who he's fighting. I think it's some guy off the couch of sitting in California. They're really trying to bump, like they're trying to get Jarrett Hurd some hype back, eh?
Remember he was on the undercard of the first Wilder Fury fight. I saw him live. Yeah, they keep putting him on these big Showtime pay-per-views.
Yeah, because he's a draw. Because he's an exciting fighter. Like the guy comes to fight, you can get fight of the nights with that guy.
So he's fighting Luis Arias. He has losses to Luke Keeler. Luke Keeler is not a top guy. I think Keeler lost to one of the Charlo brothers. He had a draw with Gabe Rosado. He lost to Daniel Jacobs. Yeah, this guy he's gonna get crushed badly.
Think so?
Oh, crushed violently. Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
Okay, so Jarrett Hurd by under 10?
Under 6, I'd say. I think this is Hurd moving up the middleweight, which is big.
Oh shit! So, all right, yeah. So we got Jarrett Hurd by round 8 knockout.
I could be wrong with that, guys. I could be wrong. You could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's moving up the middleweight for this one. But yeah, you saying round 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, and then the co-main event, which was the fight I was most excited for, John Pascal taking on Badu Jack. The rematch got pulled because apparently John Pascal popped for some PEDs.
Really? I like Badu Jack too.
Man, I love both of them. I'm a big I ride with John Pascal. Been watching him since the Hopkins fights. It's just too bad. That was the best fight in the card for sure.
Jack is he's with Mayweather though, right?
Yeah, he's always on Mayweather cards too. Yeah, he's on the money team.
But he had tough times too. He was coming off a lot of losses, and he finally bounced back, right?
Yeah, remember he had that fight with Marcus Brown, who got his face split in half.
Oh yeah, it was a crazy fight.
And he fought the whole time. I think it happened in the second round. He fought 11 rounds with his face split in half.
That's crazy. If you haven't checked it out, watch that fight. Bojack earns your respect in that fight. And he's not a big shit talker for being on the money team either.
No, he's a humble guy. He's a nice guy. He seems like a good person.
For sure. But in the main event, we got your the one and onlys, the Paul brothers, which just don't ever seem to leave us alone.
Yeah, and the Maverick. Honestly, this is the Paul brother that made them famous off of boxing, though. And then lately it's been Jake that's kind of taken the torch and ran with it.
Yeah, well, it's because Logan also lost his fight, right?
Yeah, he's 0-1-1.
And he's fighting 50-0.
He's fighting 50-0 Floyd Mayweather. TBE. It's insane. So if you haven't heard and you're living under a rock, Floyd Mayweather's returning for an exhibition. This is 8 rounds, I believe, 3-minute rounds. It got really blown up because a couple weeks ago, Jake, the little Paul brother, stole Floyd's hat, and Floyd and his security guards beat him up, I guess. It looked pretty staged to me. I don't think it was real. There's not really much to talk about that, but what do you think happens in this fight? Like, where's your head at with this?
I got Jake Paul by 4th round knockout.
Well, Jake's not fighting, so
I mean Logan Paul. Sorry.
Are you serious?
I for some reason I think they're paying him off.
Dude. So okay. First of all, I want to see Floyd get knocked out because I can't stand this guy. But what does Logan do that can that's gonna face him. Like I don't know.
Cruiserweight fight?
Yeah, I guess he's cruiserweight. But with that, okay, so
I'm just messing with you. No, I got Floyd by decision.
yeah, that's crazy, man. Floyd, sorry, Reese just showed me something. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Yeah, I mean that's the logical outcome. I think
He's not going to hit Logan Paul. He's not going to. I don't think he's going to knock out Logan Paul just for the reason that there's got to be like a sale clause in this where like where Logan could have another fight after this. You know what I mean? It's going to be.
Even if you win, even if Floyd wins, they got Jake in the back. Just like, yeah, I got next. I'm next.
Yeah, and it's embarrassing.
Win or lose, whether he beats Tyron Woodley or not, which I don't think he does, the Floyd fight's there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Jake Paul's more of a better boxer overall than Logan.
Mm-hmm.
I just how can you predict? How can you really predict this fight when you don't know? You know what I mean? We don't know how staged it is.
Here's where I'm at with this. Floyd Mayweather, he clowned boxing when he fought Conor McGregor. That's his first strike. Then he really clowned boxing when he fought Tenshin Nasukawa in what I think is a fixed fight at Risen 2 or 3 years ago. That's his second strike. Now he's fighting a guy who hasn't even laced him a pair of gloves. He's had one fight. And Logan Paul, like that's your third strike, bro. You're out. I can't have it. I can't back you. I backed you in strike 1, strike 2. Strike 3, I want to see you flat on your back. I want you to get knocked out. But what's really going to happen is he's going to just wear him down. He's just going to hit him with left hooks to the body. He's going to stop him with body shots. That's what's going to happen.
You think so?
I mean, he's not going to hit him in the head with hard shots until like Logan's real gassed because the height difference is going to be tough. But the left hook is going to be there to the body all night. I know it.
The speed difference got to be crazy, eh?
You think Logan's faster?
No, I'm saying the speed difference between Floyd and Logan.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
But I just can't predict because you don't know how staged it is. I mean, they could have paid him Floyd $250 million to drop it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and at what point does Floyd get old? Like he's 44 now. He's not 40. He was 40 when he fought Conor. He's 44 now.
That's what I mean. He's getting old. He's growing hair. Usually people lose hair. He's growing hair. I don't know. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go Logan Paul unanimous or Logan Paul knockout round 4. That is my final prediction. Floyd gets old.
I think if Logan sees the final bell, that's a huge feather in his cap, and that's a disgrace to boxing.
You know, it's a disgrace to boxing. Boxing could be dead if Logan Paul beats Floyd. You realize that, right?
They said the same thing when Conor fought him, dude. Chill out with that. Boxing ain't dying.
But it would affect boxing. Can we take it? Listen. If we got Tyron Woodley. Let's say if these guys beat Tyron Woodley and then they beat Floyd Mayweather, like, what do you do? I'm just like, you know what I mean?
Well, okay, yeah, man, I don't know. But what world do we live in where two brothers who can't even spell the word boxing are fighting world champions, two of the best in their respective sports to ever do it? It doesn't make any sense.
And what if they win? That's not good for the sport.
No, it's not good. It's not good. Like, I mean, Ben Askren was one thing. You could look at Ben's fights and be like, yeah, this guy's not a fighter. He just wrestles in a sport of fighting. Tyron Woodley's a fighter. Tyron fights. If he goes and starches Tyron Woodley, we're having a whole different conversation. Like I told you from day one, Ben's getting knocked out. Ben got knocked out. I'm telling you right now, Tyron Woodley's gonna knock him out. If I get proven wrong, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, it's just weird that we're talking about like putting so much detail to YouTube boxers that we don't even know what to think. We're talking more about the what ifs.
Speaking of YouTube boxers, I want to mention Reese just showed me that the great Jim Lampley, the color commentator from HBO, remember Jim Lampley?
Died?
No. He signed with Triller to be their color commentator, so that's huge. That's awesome.
That's good. Died. Oh God. That's awesome.
So
your final prediction on this fight, though.
Floyd, 7th round knockout, probably from a body shot.
I got Logan Paul by 4th round knockout.
Well, I wonder what the odds are on that. You should put some money on that.
I should. I might put a couple bucks.
Bro, I bet you if you put $10, it would turn into like 10 grand or something.
Only if it happened.
All right, I think that's all we got for you this week, boys.
All right, check out the Hannah Guy interview that I did today.
Did you post it?
Yeah, so there's a Hannah Guy interview. She was really awesome. She was the one who beat Valerie Loretta on the main card of Bellator 259. So it was a good interview. Check her out.
Shout out to Hannah Guy. Thank you very much for coming on the show, and we'll gladly have you back on. We're out.
All right.